Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ash, and today we are going to be going through one of my favourite authors of all time, Ann Cleeves. So if you don't know who Ann Cleeves is, she is the well-known author of Vera and Shetland and some other fantastic series. So what we're going to do in this video, and what I hope will be the start of a new series on my channel, is that I'm going to go through the backlist of just some of my favourite authors. So this is going to be the first video in that series. So without further ado, let's get into the list because it is a big one. Alright, so let's start with what is probably her most popular series, and that of course is the Vera Stanhope series. So I currently do not own all the books. For some reason I thought I did. I do own all the Shetland ones, which we'll get to in a minute. So this is a 11 book series. So currently the newest one is The Dark Wives, so this is book 11. So we do have quite a few books in this series. So if you don't know, this follows Vera Stanhope, who is played on TV by the lovely Brenda Blethyn. So we also have the final series, series 14, which is coming out at the beginning of 2025. So keep your eye out for that if you're interested. But to essentially sum up what this series is about, we follow Vera Stanhope, who is not your traditional country copper. So she's very follows her own rules. She doesn't like being told what to do. She's her own woman. She knows what she wants. She goes after it, which we love to see it in our books. So like I say, this is not the whole entire series. There is 11 books. So these are just 4 of the books in the series. So we have books 11, 10, 9 and 7. So, and of course these are some of the most stunning covers you'll ever see. I love the Vera Stanhope covers. They are just absolutely gorgeous. And they're foiled too, which you gotta appreciate the art for it. So yeah, so this is just one of the many books we are going to talk about in this video. So arguably this is the series I'd say start with first. You don't have to, but this is probably the series that kicked off probably a lot of the TV shows. So Vera was one of the first TV shows that premiered out of Ann Cleeves adaptations, as far as I'm aware. So obviously I'm a huge fan of British crime, and this series is just one of the perfect ways to start. In addition to the 11 books I've just talked about, we also do have 2 novellas in this series, which I will pop up on the screen here. Alrighty, so the second series in this backlist we are going to talk about is of course the Shetland series. Now I do own all 8 of these books. So this is where I got confused. So I originally thought I had all the Vera Stanhope ones. Turns out I have all the Shetland books. So this, of course, we follow Jimmy Perez. And yes, I know they're not all the same size, but I've just randomly been collecting these as I go along. So we obviously have 8 books in this series, the first of which starting with Raven Black. So this is the second probably most popular series that Ann Cleeves has ever written. So in this one we follow Jimmy Perez, who is a single dad to a young daughter, and we also get a lot of his interactions with her biological father as well. But these are also great standalones. You don't have to, well, actually no, I wouldn't say that. I would suggest reading these ones in order. The Vera Stanhope ones you don't necessarily have to read in order. I prefer to, but that's just me. This series I do recommend you read in order because it's actually a 2 quartet series. So the first 4, which is, I'll put those down. So the first 4 is these 3. So we have Raven Black, White Knights, Red Bones and Blue Lightning. So they're the first 4. And then obviously the second 4 we have is Dead Water, Thin Air, Cold Earth, and the 8th and final book, which is Wildfire. So this series also has 2 novellas as well, which I will pop on the screen here. And this has also been adapted into a TV show starring the lovely Douglas Henschel. So the third series we're going to talk about, which was also adapted to TV, is the Long Call series. So we currently have 3 books in this series. So the first of which is being the Long Call. So in this one we follow Matthew Venn, who is a detective returning home after essentially spending most of his time in London and then coming back to his hometown. So in this one he actually grew up in a very religious community and sort of essentially got disowned once he turned his back on his family. And essentially he's coming back to reconcile that after his dad dies. Plus he's also dealing with his first major case. So there are currently 3 books in this series. So we have The Long Call, The Heron's Cry and The Raging Storm. So this is quite a small series if you are looking to essentially start with some of her very small works. If you don't really want to read, say, 8 or 9 books, this is probably a good way to start. So these are, like I say, they're only 3 books at the moment, and as far as I understand, she is currently writing the 4th one. This series also has a e-novella called The Girls on the Shore. So essentially this takes place after, I think it's the 2nd book. I have to double check that, but so essentially in this one, it's quite short. It's basically Matthew Venn finds these 2 little girls on the beach and has to find out where they came from. Alright, so now that we've got the first 3 main series out the way, let's go back a little bit to one of her first ever series. So, and that is of course the George and Molly Palmer Jones series. So there are currently 8 books in this. I have the first 4 with me. So these include The Bird in the Hand, Come Death and High Water, Murder and Paradise, and A Prey to Murder. I always said of murder. So these are actually currently being redone in these beautiful covers, and they have such an aesthetically pleasing palette too, I find. So these were recently redone in these gorgeous covers to celebrate her publishing anniversary with the company. So I reckon that was really, really cool. So like I said, there are currently 8 books in this series. These are the first 4. And we actually don't have any novellas in this, which is not too bad. So if you're looking forward to going back to some of her earlier work, I recommend these. And these are, of course, absolutely stunning and well worth putting on your shelf. Okay, so we have one more series to talk about, and then we're going to go into the standalones. So the next one we're going to talk about is the Inspector Ramsey series. So as far as I'm aware, there are 6 books in this series. I have the first 2 with me. So this one is the first one, and then this one is the second one. So as always, these are gorgeous covers, and these are also getting republished with the new covers to again celebrate her publishing anniversary with the company. So as far as I know, this is probably, I think, the 2nd character she ever wrote. So I don't think I've read these actually yet. No, I haven't. But I'm really looking forward to collecting all these books. Like I say, they are re-releasing them, so I am slowly collecting the series. I do have to find a place on my shelf for these because there's a lot of them. And that's not even all the ones I haven't collected. So if you're looking for a shorter series, again, maybe pick this one up. And this also is a great way to see the way her writing style has changed, especially between these and the most recent ones. Okay, and finally we're going to go into the 2 standalones. So they are The Sleeping and the Dead and Burial of Ghosts. Now, I have actually read these as of this year, and I quite enjoyed them. You definitely get to see how her writing style has changed, especially in most recent books where you tend to get more multiple points of view, whereas these, they're a little bit more condensed into, say, one half will be the point of view of one person and then the second half will be the point of another. So you can definitely see the difference in these. If you want to get a bit of a taste of what she is like as an author without having to essentially start a series if you don't want to, I do recommend these guys. These are really, really gorgeous covers as always, and definitely worth adding to your shelves. Alright everyone, so that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded any kind of content, but we're going into 2025 with a bit of a new fresh intake and plans. So thank you so much again for listening. As always, all my social media will be linked down in the description box. If you want to follow me on any of those, you are more than welcome to. If you did like this video, please feel free to give it the big thumbs up and follow me on all socials, and I shall see you guys in the next video, hopefully coming very soon. Bye.
Goodbye forever, you factory reject dildos.